Welcome back, MoJoe Sports, episode 47. And we just watched the national championship finish up, live reaction. But first, Joe, right before we started the show, you were getting on me because I'm drinking a tall boy. All right.
No, no,
Show
no,
you
no.
the
I'm not on you because of the tall boys. I'm on you because that's strictly what you purchase. You purchase a couple tall boys from the gas station religiously, as if you just got off a shift painting a house. You go to the gas station, get a tall boy go. I respect it, but it's a wild move.
Well, the reason why I do it is because I don't want to buy the 12 pack.
So you just
There's two options. It's either you buy a regular can or you buy a
Right.
12 pack.
Right.
But if you get two of these, you're basically getting like five.
Yeah.
It's like 5 seltzers.
If you get the 12-pack, why? It's because is it an expense thing, or is it then you'll drink them? You'll drink all 12.
Yeah, I just don't need them. It's just,
But you're gonna
yeah,
have them. You're gonna have the tall boys the next week, so you could
maybe.
save some as well.
Yeah, maybe I don't want to keep it stocked up. All right. Maybe the stock always runs dry.
I
I'm the
told
type
you.
of guy. I was raised in a family where you finish what's on your plate.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I have the same. I only have a couple. I've told you. I only have a couple like goals in my life. There's not. It's not a high bar. I have a very low standard of things I'd like to achieve.
As a business partner, I've noticed.
Yeah, it's not a high bar. All I need, it's a very small checklist and things that honestly I could probably go do accomplish pretty much all of them today. I just whatever. Fridge in the garage, right? Chest
Yeah.
freezer next to it. Fridge has drinks, beers, just stocked. You always had that house growing up where it was a nice garage fridge. The freezer then has a half a cow, a quarter cow in it, right? Just steaks on deck you purchase from a local rancher. Way better deal, way better meat. Okay, that's goal one. Goal number two, movie theater in my house, like a legit movie theater with the recliners, like not the projector and some subwoofers. Like I want a real movie theater in my house.
Like a Harkins.
Like a Harkins, but at my home. Yep. That's number two. And then I haven't discovered number three yet, but those are kind of my only life goals. I mean, that seems like I could do that in the next couple years.
Yeah, I think my college house had step one. I think we did that. We even had a Nintendo 64 big screen TV in the garage.
That was not a movie theater though. Don't. I'll give you the beer
No,
credit.
no,
Okay,
only
okay.
step one. Only
Okay,
step one.
okay, yeah. You're
Yeah.
missing the half a cow too. You had a couple cows living there, but it wasn't it wasn't the freezer.
I had a whole cattle. Oh, my mom, she owns a restaurant, so she would get great deals on steaks. We had a meat locker at the college house. Always had about 30 sirloins in there at all time.
Yep. It's a good
Yeah.
move. Yeah.
That's how I stay so big.
Yeah.
But Joe, we did just see the national championship. Let me get your initial reaction.
I mean, kind of a sloppy game, a good game, a physical game. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I kind of hate Michigan. Is that just me? Like I kind of hate Michigan. I kind of hate UConn too. These were not the teams I wanted to see play, and this wasn't necessarily the game I wanted to see play out. I was hoping for a little closer game. It felt close, but at the same time, it was like Michigan kind of dominated it. But I did like how the refs let them play. It looked like a Big East game out there. They were bodying each other.
Refs let them play, except for UConn. UConn got into the bonus in like 6 minutes in the first half.
Yeah.
It was insane. A bit of a whistle fest, but kind of well-deserved because these guys were out there playing a different sport.
Yeah.
But Michigan's just so damn big. I don't know what you're supposed to do besides foul.
Yeah. Yeah.
That center they have is just, he's a cheat code in college.
I know.
I don't even know if he's going to be like an NBA guy, but in college, he's so dominant. He's so much bigger than everybody else. And then all you have to do is foul on him. If you get screened off of him and you're like a guard, it's an auto foul every time.
Yep. I kind of hated watching him play though. He's like he's cocky. Like I don't know. I like cocky too. That's the thing. I like a dude that is super cocky and backs it up. But it just felt like I don't know. He'd get those like screen and roll oops and just not even jump and dunk and then like scream in the guy's face. I'm like, you're 7 inches taller. Like I don't know. Yeah, they just pissed me off. Good for the Big Ten, good for Michigan to win, but it wasn't a fun champion. I don't know how else. Like, did you feel like it was a fun champion? They weren't a fun champion.
I don't think it's a hot take to hate them.
Yeah,
It's
it's fair.
Michigan at
Yeah,
the end of the day.
yeah,
And Lendenberg, I think, is easily hateable,
yeah,
almost like tries to be hateable.
yeah.
The guard's the one that pisses me off the most.
Cadeau?
He is, yes, Cadeau. He
Oh,
just
dude, I
foul
kind of
baits
like
all
Cadeau.
game.
I like Cadeau though. I like his
Can't stand him.
style. I like his style.
This has nothing to do with me having $100 on you, which I had plus
It's a
seven
good
and a
bet.
half.
No, it's a good
We
bet.
did, we did hit. We
Yeah,
did hit
it's
on
a
the
good
hundred
bet.
dollar natty bet, and then also I found out today actually, somebody was like, "Hey, if UConn wins, you win the bracket challenge for our home league." And
Oh,
I picked Duke. When Duke lost to UConn in the Elite Eight, I stopped checking the app. Turns out nobody picked Michigan or UConn to win the national championship. I had such a good lead that there was one guy that took Michigan to win the Natty, and he would barely beat me
edge you
if they
out.
won.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Did a
I
lot of
became
people
a
have it
really
was
big UConn fan.
Arizona mostly?
Yeah, I mean, being from Arizona, it was
Yeah,
a lot of
a lot of
Arizona. My
Arizona. Yeah,
mom, RIP Wisconsin,
yeah,
she took them. They got beat in the round of 62.
yeah. 64.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
60.
64, sorry. But yeah, you're always gonna get one of those in the
I
group.
know. Yeah, yeah.
But overall, it was a good game. Like, I thought it was competitive. It was better than a blowout. I
Yeah,
think my final takeaway is that Michigan was head and shoulders above everybody else at the end of the day.
yep,
And if you asked us back in December, that's what everybody thought.
yep.
Everybody thought this Michigan team is disgusting. And they kind of had a little dip. They lost a couple games. Arizona, though, just came and they were not losing any games, lost back to back, didn't lose any after that. So I think a couple teams emerged throughout the season, but 4 months ago, we were all saying Michigan is the number one team, and it's not close.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Duke was in that conversation, Arizona was in that conversation, Michigan was in the conversation. Then what Michigan did to Arizona in the Final Four, that was like there was only one team that could beat them, and I thought it was UConn. Like I thought UConn might have had a little shit to them to where they could pull it off. It's just you can't go. They were like 0 for 11 in the second half from three. Like if they just hit a couple of those shots, it would have been a game. But they never let it get to the point where Michigan would have lost the game. I think if that game goes into 2 minutes with UConn within 5, I think Michigan loses the game. But they went in around 10, 9. Like Michigan's super comfortable at that level. I just think if UConn could have pulled it close a little earlier, they don't miss that layup at the last. Like they get that steal and then they just launch that layup. I think they make that layup. It's a little different game, but yeah, Michigan also shot lights out from the free throw line. I think they were like 24, 26, something like that. So yeah, no, I think I'm happy to see the Big Ten win, honestly. I know we've been kind of anti that. We want to see the Big 12, but it is good to see the Big Ten and Big Ten football and basketball champions. So new SEC, I mean, people are talking about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far quite yet, but got to give our flowers to Michigan,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And they're now the first team to win a national championship in both basketball and football in the college football playoff era. That's a made up stat by a Michigan
Yeah.
person, right? Has to be.
Counter stallions.
Yeah. But yeah, ultimately they were the best team. They win the game and didn't really have to sweat it.
No.
And head coach May, I mean, we saw him go on a run at FAU a few years ago. So he comes in, shows that you can do it with transfers, which was like the huge storyline. And Yeah, that's kind of the new wave. Some people were mad about the transfer portal with this. They're like, oh, this is ruining the sport. Other people argued back, hey, these guys weren't even getting significant playing time at the schools they were at.
Right.
Like one of these guys was a bench player, had to transfer. Another guy was on a mid-major team, transferred to Michigan. So they're not just taking up all the best players in the country. And I think that's what we loved about this year was that there were so many different teams that had X factor players, and it made the tournament great. Michigan just happened to be the deepest, the biggest, the most physical. Arizona was super deep, but once again, Michigan's size, it was just different out there. And I think a new trend you're going to see in basketball. I think a lot of teams are going to start recruiting tall guys to play basketball.
Yep. No,
Right?
it's like the
Like,
Purdue model, it's the UConn model. Like you just have a massive fucking dude in the middle with a guy that can complement him. I mean, Arizona had that. Arizona has the model. They just didn't have the
I
dude.
was kind of joking, Joe. Basketball, there was a reason why I didn't play in high school. It's because they knew I was too short. So I do think they have been going after tall guys
No,
for
but it is like
50 years.
the tall guys, but then like now you're seeing the fucking 7'4" dudes. Like there's a difference
Yeah.
between a 6'9" center and a 7'3" center. Like Mara dominated in that Arizona game. There was nobody that could even touch him because he was just standing there putting the ball in the hoop. So yeah, I do think people are gonna chase the European 7-footer. It's the new white whale of college basketball.
Definitely the Europeans. I mean, we saw Illinois, they kind of built that out this year. Even their forwards, they're all 6'9", but they can all stretch the floor, they can all shoot. So the thing about Michigan's guy, Mara, is that he actually can move and he's coordinated. Sometimes you get a guy out there. Arizona used to trot one out every year, and he was stiff as a board, but he was like 7'3", stand in the middle, block shots. Now you get a guy that can actually do stuff, make shots, put pressure on the other team. But tonight, I want to give a shout out. I think my favorite player of the entire tournament, and I might have said it last week, but Terrace Reed.
Yeah,
Terrace Reed, tonight he battled. He had a rough night, but tall task in both
literally.
meanings, right? Yeah, but he's a dog, and he transferred from Michigan, so extra special game for him. I believe he got another double-double tonight. He's just a machine down there, and I love watching him battle because kind of plays basketball like a football player.
Yeah. I was gonna say that too about the transfer thing. Like he retransferred from Michigan. Michigan went 8-23, like just a couple years ago. So the fact they come back, win this national title, like yes, it was transfers, but at the same time, everyone has that opportunity. And I think we'll talk about it a little later with the executive order. You know, there's a little bit of difference coming in college sports potentially, but everybody has the opportunity to get transfers. So it's not like Dusty May did anything different. Yeah, they paid guys, but they didn't do anything against the rules. Like anybody can do that. I don't like every team in the tournament can do exactly what they did. I don't get it. I mean, yes, there's some budgetary differences, but at the same time, BYU paid a fuckload of money for their roster. Look how it turned out. There's a bunch of teams that paid a bunch of money and it didn't materialize the same as Michigan. So I think Dusty May should get a little more credit than just transfer portal merchant, but who knows?
Yeah. And that brings college basketball to an end for this year. Sad to see. I do know it's coming to Vegas in 2 years, so I definitely want to go to that. Maybe get you to come on out here, do a
Allegiant,
little
is that where
Final
it's at?
Four. I would imagine.
Yeah, football stadium. What do you think about that? A lot of discourse around that. The football stadium basketball game.
I've been to a Sweet 16 in that environment, and it is weird because the stadium is so much bigger, and they basically cut the court in half or the field in half, and then they just set up bleachers on both sides. So it's a weird feel. I did it at the Cardinals Stadium, and yeah, I don't know. It more sucks for the players. I don't really like notice it while I'm watching the game.
Right. Yeah. You're going to sell the tickets. You might as well sell the tickets. I mean, they're going to keep doing it.
Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to Nebraska coach Fred Hoiberg, named AP Coach of the Year this year, even though he only trotted 4 players onto the court in his final game of the tournament, which they gave up a free layup in probably the biggest moment of the entire season. Joe, thoughts on him winning Coach of the Year after that?
Yeah, come on. They were down 7-8. It was inconsequential. Yes, it was not a great play. They wouldn't have won the game if there was 5 guys out there, so it doesn't matter. First tournament win in history, and then you make a Sweet 16 run with a team of dudes that were not Michigan. They were not the Monstars, and I think it's well deserved. Who else are you going to give it to? You going to give it to Dan Hurley? You going to give it to Hurley? You going to give it to Dusty May? Like,
Give
nah,
it to Dusty
nah,
May. He
fuck
just
out
won
of here.
national
Yeah,
championship with a
yeah,
bunch of
yeah.
misfits.
Yeah, misfits. The literal monstars, like Hurley called them. Like they're the biggest team we've ever seen. They were.
I'll give him Recruiter of the Year then.
Yeah,
That's
recruiter
fine.
of the year. He can have that. I do want
Recruiter
to
of the
touch
Year,
on
Dusty May.
the draft we had. Let's visit that one before we wrap up college basketball. Just taking a look at the sheet here, I did have UConn and Michigan, so it was a win-win here for me. MoJoe bet, credit to me. Solo pod for Willy Mo.
Yeah, I see what you did. You loaded up in one side of the bracket, guarantee yourself to have someone, and then you got lucky with UConn. That's what it
Lucky,
comes
I
down
don't
to.
know.
Yeah, looking back on my list, Duke, awful. Houston, horrible. Florida, what
Potentially
are
the
you
worst.
doing?
Florida, maybe the worst.
Iowa State never had a chance. And then Michigan State, that's just a gross one. Yeah, it was all bad. And I will be doing a solo pod, likely to come out, I would say, probably like Thursday or Friday. A quick hitter too, 10 minutes.
I'd like to
Just
propose something for that.
sure.
And you can change it if you want, but I don't think it has to be about college basketball. If you want to, I think you can make it a 10-minute solo pod about any topic you want. It doesn't have to be about sports.
Okay.
Anything you want. I think the people are interested to see in the mind of Willy Mo.
Oh, should I just get hammered beforehand? Just drink a fifth
maybe
of vodka.
a history podcast.
Yeah, I am the wrong guy to talk to about history. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm still gonna hit on some college basketball stuff though.
Fair enough.
Also open the questions if you write stuff in.
Yeah,
or
Gavin, we know you're out there, Gavin. Send us questions for Willy Mo.
I'll answer them truthfully. I'll take some truth serum beforehand, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm not afraid. I'll stare right down the barrel. See how much I'm stuttering? I'm not afraid at all. You're scared. I'm not scared. Also, Dan Hurley now 19-1 against the spread in tournament games.
Pretty good.
So, huge, potentially massive.
I was gonna ask. I mean, it'd be a lot better conversation if he had won this game. But do you rank him up there now with all-time college basketball coaches? Like, I know he's already in the conversation, but where does he sit with like a Coach K and Izzo? You know, is he in that? Isn't he in that tier already?
I think he is. I think Coach K is. That's a tough one. I think he's kind of higher up than a lot of these guys. But as far as an Izzo, a Bill Self, kind of in that category, Calipari, yeah, I'd throw him in there at this point. If they win tonight, obviously we get the dynasty. That shot that happened in the Elite Eight to beat Duke, that one becomes even more iconic than it already is at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really pulling for them tonight.
I know. I was too. I really was. I didn't realize I was till the game started, and then I did hit the under though. Credit to me. Under. Live under too, 136.
Ooh, with those fouls, it was probably getting a little dicey.
It was, yeah. Sweating it.
Yeah. Well, Joe, we leave March Madness in the past. We move on from there. Also, North Carolina hired Mike Malone, former Nuggets coach. So some insider trading. His daughter plays soccer there. So I think he's just kind of going there to keep an eye on her. Probably a short-term, leaping stone job, just a stepping stone. Probably take the UNLV job after that. But this weekend, we have another big event, one after the other. That's what's great about the spring. And we are going to get the Masters, Joe. Tell me about your Masters research you've done so far.
Yeah, no, I've been digging in. I haven't watched a ton of golf, to be honest with you. I'll watch some of the majors, and I'm a pretty casual guy. Maybe some Waste Management, living here in Phoenix, hit that tournament, watch some golf. I do have a lot of golf friends. We are known as a golf podcast. We've put out some stuff, caught a lot of heat about it, so we kind of backed off the golf. But we're well known in the golf circles, on TikTok and other places. People like us, people respect our commentary. So I think I I kind of am leaning Bryson. Take a flyer with Bryson. He's hot right now. Do the live tournament wins count? That's my thing. I don't know how much those matter coming into the Masters, but he has won a couple. He's hot in the live tour, so I don't hate it. Scotty's always up there, but his odds are nuked. It's like plus 500 for him, so I don't feel great about that. Aberg, like him, always can make a run. And then, you know, some of the OGs like Justin Rose, maybe take a flyer on him. So I'm kind of still doing some research on who exactly I'm going to pick, but I'll probably sprinkle 3, 4 guys, and maybe we can put those out.
Yeah, I would be down for that. I was thinking DeChambeau already.
Yeah,
Was thinking maybe this is his year. Maybe he's due. The other one, I always take Morikawa
yeah,
every
fair
time.
enough. Yeah,
I love Morikawa.
yeah.
So I'll probably be in on both of those guys.
I like Bryson's turn. I think there's been 2 people in history that have made social media turns. One was Tom Brady when he got on social media. Now he's a commentator, it's a little different. But when he first came to social media, I feel like he flipped a lot of public perception. People started to like him a little bit more. But Bryson's YouTube channel has transformed a lot of haters into, you know, fans. So I think he's a lot more likable than he used to be because you get to see more of him and his channel's awesome. So I think I might be just all in on Bryson this year.
He used to seem really corny and like
Yeah,
a psycho,
yeah. Now
like a
he's just
corny
a
psycho.
psycho, but we get to see it, so we like it.
Yeah, I think his YouTube channel is fun. Like I'll fall asleep to it sometimes. And if we're talking about these turns, I mean that was the opposite of a heel turn, but do we count Tiger Woods? Is he in this for best golf turns?
I don't know if he's you count him as a turn? I don't really give a fuck. To be totally honest about his stuff, like I could care less. If he gets another DUI, like as long as he doesn't hurt anybody, like it's like McGregor getting in a fight. It's on brand at this point.
Hey, I just want that to be known for when John Jones gets his next DUI. I
So,
think he actually got one this week. I'm not even joking.
did he really?
I swear to God, I think he got one this week.
See, I don't care.
Uh,
That doesn't bother me
yeah,
whatsoever. I'm not
I'm
gonna
fine
now
with that
become
too.
less of a fan of John Jones.
Hey, separate the art from the artist, you know?
Exactly.
Aaron Hernandez was a top tier tight end, and I've always said he would have gone down as the GOAT. So people can disagree.
That's
We'll never know.
we're
That's
talking,
the great part.
I guess DUI is in line with murder, you know, on the right.
Separate the art from
Yeah.
the artist. All right? What did he do on the field?
Uh,
Also, if you want to talk golf turns, I actually think you could make a case for LeBron
mm,
because LeBron just did Bob Does Sports, went
yeah,
out, played around with them. Apparently, he's a big fan. He's been watching them. So when he went out there, played 18 with them, a lot of people were like, yo, LeBron seems like a cool ass dude. Like, just wants to hang with the boys, knows that he sucks at golf. That makes him super relatable to a lot of people. And when I went through the comments of their video, the top comments were like, holy shit, LeBron knew everybody's name when they first were shaking hands. Like he really like cared about it and wanted to be there. And it wasn't just a publicity stunt. And I think this whole golf move by LeBron is getting some likes from the public that he normally doesn't get.
yeah. No, I know you're a LeBron fan. I'm a LeBron fan. I've never really hated the guy. I know he has some corny stuff like reading the books and whatever, but I think this was like a good, it wasn't like, yeah, I'm a big YouTube golf guy, and then he just didn't know shit or whatever. Like, I really do think I think he's fucking awesome. Like we grew up with LeBron, came out of high school, like we've seen the whole arc. So now if he becomes a YouTube golfer, I think that's a big win for like our generation.
Have you seen his swing?
Yeah, it's not good. He's not good at golf, but that's okay. I mean, Charles Barkley's made a very good career off of making a fool of himself on TV and playing golf. So why
I
not?
always heard Charles used to be a good golfer before he psyched himself out. I'm not joking.
Yes, that's fair. I don't doubt it. But I kind of do. You watch his swing. There's no way. Good's all relative too. Like, what are we talking about? Good. You know what I mean? Like, good to you and me. You're playing. You're in the 80s. Like, that's solid golf. But then you talk to somebody who's actually good at golf, and it's like 80. You're a hack if you're playing in the 80s.
I'll say good for me. Good, I would say, and not for me personally, but when I would grade someone, if you get in the 70s, I
Yeah.
think
If you consistently
you're
play the
good.
70s, you're solid. You're a solid player. Yeah, I agree with that.
It doesn't have to be low 70s. You could be shooting 78, 77, 79. I think you're good at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Well, expect to get some golf from us, more so with the Masters checking in. What's your when you watch the Masters, how does it go? Are you stuck to the TV the whole weekend? Are you just checking the Masters app, which one of the great apps, seasonal app, but every year I'm downloading it.
Oh yeah. Thursday, Friday, all in because I'm usually working, so I lock in. But then Saturday, prime nap. Prime nap. It's
Oh yeah.
my favorite nap of the year. I don't really nap, but I do nap on Master Saturday. Yeah, that's the best. I did have a buddy who got last year, 2 years ago, one of the two. He got like the Masters box, so they send you like some of the food and all that. That was
Yeah.
pretty fun. It was like a little Masters tournament, gear and the food and everything. That was a really good time. That was also when it came down. I think it was Rory's year, right? So it came down to it, and it was a fun
Mhm.
finish. So that always makes it better. But Saturday is nap day.
They say pimento cheese travels well, so I would be curious what your friend
Especially in
thinks about that.
Phoenix.
Yeah, nice and hot. Would you ever go to the Masters? Like, is that a bucket list for you?
Yeah, I enter the lottery every year. It just
Oh, you do?
yeah, I don't get in. I've had a few friends that have played Augusta, a few friends that have been to the Masters. So the golf circles, if you're in that golf circle, college golf, some they play a bunch of tournaments there sometimes. So there's a few people that I know that it's doesn't feel as big of a deal to them maybe, but to me, I mean, it'd be if I get selected, I'm dropping everything, paying whatever it costs to get out there.
No cell phones either, right?
Yeah, no cell phone, no content.
That's tough. For a guy like me, that's asking a lot.
How are you supposed to put in whole bets?
Yeah, also, how am I supposed to watch the other
The
13 sports I
Masters.
bet on during the Masters?
How are you supposed to be on the Masters app?
Maybe if they put in like a clock for how fast you had to play, it would be a little better. But there's a lot of downtime. The golf events I've been to, there
Oh
is a
yeah.
lot of downtime.
I got to the waste management a couple years ago at like 10 a.m. I did not see a single golf shot till about 2. So it was basically just I think when that happened to us too. You and I went
I
like
was
what was
with
that?
you.
3 years ago. Yeah, every year I've been, that's happened. That's happened the exact same way. I show up way too early and I'm too lazy to walk to the first couple holes, so I just sit there and drink until yeah. Luckily they do end up coming to your hole. It just takes a while.
That's the only one I've ever been to, so I don't even know if that's just a different beast
No.
because people are just treating it like a party because
That
when we
part,
first
yes.
got when we first got to the waste management, it was like I had to take 20 different pictures with my fiance and her friends just to show off the outfits. And then next we have to go find drinks.
Yeah.
Then next we're getting texts from somebody that's at like a DJ set there, and I'm like, "What is going on?" And we walk by, and they've got, like, the fog machine, they're, like, bumping tequila shots, and it's, like, 10 AM, which is
I
just
know.
insane, but it's a beautiful place, and, yeah, I would love to go to the Masters at some point just to experience it. I think it's a bucket list thing. Even if you don't watch golf, it's just so iconic and beautiful the way they preserve it. It's just awesome, so I will be tuning in this week. Go Morikawa
Yeah. And Bryson.
and Bryson, of course. Uh, then moving to NFL news, the hottest headline this week was Puka Nakua went to rehab. Now, we've talked about it. Puka's been on a heater. He's been on a roll, having a good time, as he should. And I think it was more of a PR rehab,
So I was gonna
right?
say, I don't buy it for a second. I don't think he actually needs help. I mean, maybe he does, and shout out to him if he does. You know, everybody needs. If you need help, go get help. But no chance, right? Like no chance. This was just because he was on the party buses, you know, clubbing and biting people apparently, and doing. I think he's just in the wrong crowd. He's listening to the wrong people. He needs some silent creepers he can go get fucked up with. I think that's all he needs.
So he's not on the Antonio Brown
No,
path.
God, no. Did you see his season last year? I mean, no. He's. This is the listen. I think receivers back in like the '90s, you know, late '90s, early 2000s, the '80s, those dudes were getting fucked up every night, and they'd show like that Cowboys documentary. They literally had a house where they would just go party and then they go play. I think that's just part of being an NFL superstar. Comes with the territory. I'm not saying that he should keep drinking if it's actually, you know, whatever he's doing for the rehab, like if it's actually an issue, sure. But he's an NFL wide receiver and probably one of the best in the league, if not what, top 3. Last year he was unbelievable. Like it's what you're supposed to do, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think everybody at BYU that went to college with him, they support it too. I just don't see what the big deal is, everybody.
Yeah.
Chill out. Have a couple beers.
Couple of beers, yeah. No,
Couple of beers.
I don't. Hopefully he's okay, but I don't know. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. We're
I think
buying
he'll
his
be fine.
rehab, like he needs help, but we're not buying the reason behind it.
I think behind him and then Scadaboo saying that CTE isn't real, I think the NFL's future is in very good
Very good
hands.
hands. Yep. Yeah, let them cook. Let them do what they're gonna do. Come on. You want to see the
And
guys play well on Sundays? Let them go out on off-season March nights. Who gives a fuck?
well, two guys that are always going out on off-season March nights, Kirk Cousins and Fernando Mendoza. They are the newest duo. Even though Fernando hasn't officially been signed, he's going to get drafted #1 overall, the Raiders. And they just picked up Kirk Cousins, likely going to start for 1 year, kind of show Fernando the ropes. But could you think of a better duo?
No, no. Let me ask you a question. What is Kirk Cousins' career earnings? Do you know off the top of your head?
Pretty sure it's like 500 million.
Yeah, right around there. $300 million, Kirk Cousins. I mean, just an all-time
Same.
bag, man. I love it. I cannot love it more. I will love seeing him in a Raiders uniform. I love Kirk Cousins. I love watching him play. Like,
What? No.
what do you mean? It's perfect. It's the perfect setup. Like he
He's a
is.
check down merchant.
It's awesome to watch him play. There's no qualms about him. You like that, like the whole thing. It's the perfect shtick. It's you have to have those guys to counterbalance some of the superstars, the guys that are in the perfect middle that actually do perform. You could say Kirk Cousins plays better than Russell Wilson at this point in his career, right? Like
Yeah.
Russell Wilson's fell off a cliff for some reason. Kirk Cousins always decent. He's never going to be crazy, but he's always decent. I love it.
I think Mendoza is a different level than him when it comes to that personality, and he could drive Kirk to drink.
Oh,
I mean, there might be a couple nights where Kirk gets home and he's like, "I can't stand this new guy. He thinks he's so much better than me, and he tries to out positive me. I just need some bourbon right now."
I know. In Vegas, of all places, too, for these guys is hilarious.
Yeah, maybe we'll send Willy Mo down to the practice fields, and I'll get some interviews with the boys.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like it though. Raiders, I think Raiders could be all right. They could be all right. Crosby's staying or no? What do we think about Crosby?
Crosby's staying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think they've got good weapons at this point around. They might need a receiver, but as far as Brock Bowers, Genty, yeah, I think it's solid setup.
Solid setup.
They're doing the right thing. They're going after quarterbacks. They live in Sin City. They're going after quarterbacks that they know can handle themselves. So good for them.
Yeah.
And then if you want to talk about my quarterback, Jalen Hurts with the Eagles, a lot of reports coming out from that camp.
Hit
I don't know what to
pieces.
believe, what not to believe. They're saying it's all Jalen's fault. He is not an elite quarterback. I've said that, but he's also a winner. He's won us a lot of games. He won us a Super Bowl. So I just don't really know how to feel right now, Joe. I'm not sure.
I like Jalen Hurts. I don't think there's any problem. I don't think he was the problem necessarily. I don't Can you blame him? I don't Who are you gonna go out and get? That's my thing. Like, who do you replace him with? I don't see, like, a better option necessarily. The quarterback position's kinda weird. You're getting Kirk Cousins signing a $20 million guaranteed deal at age 40 with a torn Achilles, whatever he had. Like, the quarterback market's not crazy hot right now. I don't know. I mean, Kyler Murray is in Minnesota now, and JJ McCarthy clearly not the answer. Silently, they're saying that by signing Kyler Murray. The quarterback market's not like robust. I don't think.
I'd rather have Hurts than I would those two guys.
100%, hundred
Yeah,
percent. I'd rather have
not even
Hurts
close.
than half the league, probably.
Yeah. I think what it comes down to is if his receivers don't like him, then it's like, do you get rid of your receivers? Do you get rid of Jalen Hurts? I do think that our receivers are there's a bigger gap between them and the guys on the market than for Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
Like you could replace Jalen Hurts a year from now in free agency a little easier than AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. But
yeah,
I'm not too worried. I think honestly, play calling, I talked about it all year with the Eagles. It was disgusting. People are now trying to blame that on Jalen too. They're saying he was checking to these plays. He was the one making these decisions. Well, then why do we have an offensive coordinator?
right. Yeah, the standard for the Eagles is just kind of crazy because it was still a pretty good year, like all
Yeah, it was a
things
good year.
considered, like it was a good year. And it just, yeah, Philly sports fans are hilarious, including you.
Thank you. Well, we have the NFL draft coming up. It's one of my favorite times of year. And Joe, on the show, I will be releasing my draft rankings. I play a lot of dynasty football, so I go through, I watch the film of every quarterback, every running back, tight end, and wide receiver, and I rank them all.
Wow.
So I've already gone through the quarterback. So maybe next week we'll go quarterback, running back, and then from there, then the week after, we'll dive into some other positions. But let me tell you, Mendoza, he's solid. He's good. He's
Yeah.
really good at what he does. Definitely not the most talented, like not the
In
highest
the
ceiling by
class.
any means. Yeah, I'll tell
Yeah.
you right now, I do believe Ty Simpson he's the best thrower.
Oh.
He is the best thrower of the football. Mendoza, the thing about Mendoza that I see is his first 3 seconds of his drop, he looks like a robot. And people use that negatively. They're like, this guy is like a robot. That's a good thing for those first 3 seconds.
Mm,
The drop back, everything, it looks perfect. And it's the same way every time. And then when the play breaks down, he becomes a fucking madman.
yeah.
You don't know what he's going to do next.
Not in
And so
like
he
a cool
catches
way
you.
though.
No, it doesn't
Yeah.
look good.
No.
It's herky jerky.
Yeah.
It's robust. But when it gets going and you got to make a split second decision, you just have no clue what he's thinking. So, first 3 seconds when the play is like scripted, running well, he is robotic and he just delivers it like a robot would, which is what you need. And then from there, he's just a wild hog.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he like game manager is how I would describe his play. He's a very good game manager, and then out of nowhere he'll just rip that run he had in the national title. It's just like a random pull. So I'm excited. But I've seen a lot of like comparisons with him and JJ McCarthy. We may be the number one JJ McCarthy hater podcast. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just the number one hater, but I'm not a believer. And I wasn't a believer in college. I didn't get it. So I am not on that team. I think Mendoza has a much higher ceiling than McCarthy did.
Mendoza, at least, he has this thing where he's really good at ball placement. Like his anticipation, which comes from just grinding, like he's a grinder, it's always there. When he throws those back shoulders, which by the way, he's a back shoulder bully. That's
Yeah.
what I like to call him because he abuses you. And the second that you finally play the back door, he's throwing it deep and you're already beat. So he's really good at that. Whereas, like, when I watched JJ, I was just kind of like, okay, if the first 2 reads are there, he can make the throw, but when he makes the throw, it's also not even in a perfect spot. Like, out of these guys that are going to the NFL, when there's an easy throw there, I want you to put it on the money, and I didn't see any of that from JJ.
No, I think I'm excited too about Indiana. Like, there's narratives around every dynasty, and I'm not saying Indiana's dynasty yet, but there's narratives around like Alabama quarterbacks, right? They get to the NFL, it's not as good. Like USC quarterback Sam Darnold kind of broke that narrative, but there's a lot of programs that have these incredible college quarterbacks that don't really turn out in the NFL. I'm kind of excited to see Indiana. Does it start to translate? You know, do these guys that dominated in college translate to the NFL? And are we going to see a bunch of guys come out of Indiana? And Mendoza's the perfect case study for us to watch, because if Signetti can not only do that in college, but then produce guys that actually become superstars in the NFL, that'd be pretty fun. I'd be pretty in on that.
I think he'll have success with that. I think Mendoza's a great starting piece too. Like, the great part about him is you don't have to worry about any of the working hard at it. Like, it really, his only pullback is his talent.
Right.
It just doesn't have the same arm talent. But I'll dive into it more next week. I don't want to spill too much, but I will say about Ty Simpson, he does not look like your average Alabama quarterback.
Mm,
He carries himself with this kind of like swagger aura where you're like, I haven't seen this. And if Nick Saban was coaching, I don't think he would have been playing for Bama. It's one of those where he doesn't feel like those traditional guys. But hey, I'll pull some clips for you. I mean, we'll make a couple edits next week when I go through them. But the kid's nasty. I also, yeah, I don't want to dive too much into it, but I got to say, Nussmeier, I was not a fan. I thought he was shit. I thought Nussmeier was terrible.
he was high on our Heisman odds last year.
I know. And then I went and watched the film and I was like, this guy just has to make everything look hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, just give that guy the ball.
Yeah.
I can't do it, but I'm
No.
also not making $2 million this year.
Right. Yeah. I can't wait
Yeah.
for whatever 2 years from now when we get to see your SAG breakdown. That's gonna be one of the best days of my life.
Yeah, it's coming. Joe, let me take you through a little UFC. Okay.
Hit me.
We gotta just
I haven't watched.
hit a
Did watch.
hot minute. Okay, good. I mean, it was not a hyped up card, and also the Final Four was getting played at the same time, so tough. But a lot of low level fighters on this. But it turned out good. Sometimes those are the best cards. That was the case this time. We saw one chick, she actually got soccer kicked in the face. So soccer kicks to the face are illegal in the UFC.
What's soccer? What do you mean soccer kick?
So soccer kick typically happens when someone is on the ground and they're on all fours. Okay. Like stomach is facing the ground and the other person is standing up and they just walk up like they're taking a penalty kick.
Right. Jesus.
And I think she tried to kick her in the chest, which I do believe is legal.
So you can kick them in the chest when they're on their like hands and knees?
Yeah, like you could come up and just kick them in the like right in the stomach, you know? That's a sweet spot.
Okay.
So if you're in a fight, I would say like don't just sit there on your hands and knees while somebody's standing above you. That's rule number 1. Okay, let's start there. So that's why I don't think it's a bad rule to be able to kick them in that situation, because why are you even there? But she missed her target, just hit her right in the throat with the soccer kick. This chick was down for like a minute, looked like she was dead. Then they were like, hey, that's a penalty. And she was like, yeah, I'll keep fighting. So they docked a point from the other girl. And then all of a sudden she starts fighting again and she got her ass kicked.
Oh.
She should have just tried to take she should have asked for a DQ of the other chick, honestly. But hey, she stood her ground. And then if you haven't seen it, Moicano, he won the main event. He was fighting a guy named Chris Duncan. Really weird thing is that they train together. Same gym, same coaches, everything. And they're fighting each other in the main event. And Moicano was like, yeah, he's like, I asked for this fight because I used to kick his ass every day in practice. He's like, I want this fight. And the other guy took it for some reason. he was the favorite, and he lost to Moicano. Moicano did kick his ass, and Moicano, if you don't know him, his name is Money Moicano, and he is electric on the mic. He's even a big time podcaster. He got on the mic and started calling out the elites of the world, saying the world's run by a bunch of fucking sick fucks and that we
Oh,
all need Jesus. He ripped an insane promo. So if you haven't seen Moicano, go check that out. It is, yeah, it's something else.
wow.
And then this week we're heading to Miami. We're going to see Yuri Prohashka versus Carlos Ulberg for the light heavyweight championship. There's also some other really good fighters on there. Couple, Kevin Holland's on there, Tatiana Suarez. So we'll get some big names whenever they go to Miami. It's always a good time. They always put on some good fights. I have a personal bet that Trump won't be there. So I've got money already on it that I'm sweating. I made the bet 4 months ago. I said, he's probably going to be pretty busy, getting into a war and whatnot.
Yeah, good bet.
So we'll have to see. But Joe, I did have a question for you regarding UFC and combat sports in general. Why the fuck do they score fights, rounds specifically, with a 10-point scale? 10-9. 10-9. Why is it not just 1-0?
Dude, you're asking the wrong guy, because I have watched. You guys specifically, you and all of our buddies in college specifically got me into UFC. I could not tell you how to score a fight, like, at all. I have no fucking clue what counts as a point. All I know is that I just go on Twitter after a big round for a big fight, and they say, "Oh yeah, 10-9 this guy," and I'm like, "Yeah, that checks out. It passes the test of what I just watched." Why it's 10-9, I have no idea. So you're asking the totally wrong person for that. Why do they do it 10-9?
I don't know. It makes no sense because I've seen 10-8s. They kind of give them out if you get your ass kicked, or in this situation, the girl lost a point, right? So if she lost around 10-9, technically she lost around 10-8 because she lost a point. I've never seen a 10-7 or a 10-6. My whole point is if you're going to have 10 points to give out, fucking use them.
Yeah,
If somebody looked like shit, give them a 10-5 round. I
right.
don't care. Let's get granular because some of these rounds you'll see it's like this person just massacred this person. And then the next round, it's a really close round. They score it for the other person. You go, those two rounds did not look the same, but they both got 10-9, so
Yep.
they're tied right now.
Yep.
Use it
No
all.
idea. Yeah, no clue.
10-6, 10-5, 10-4. That's a 10-4.
Yeah.
But yeah, do it all.
No idea. Yeah, I don't get it. And it's not like they publish it either. Like, it just kind of ends, and then it's, unanimous decision or split decision, and I just accept it. I accept the scoring because I have no fucking clue what they're talking about. So I'm glad you don't either. That makes me feel a little better, to be honest.
Well, if somebody's got the answer for why they do it, why they judge it like a beauty pageant, somebody tell me. I'm dying to know. Also, UFC related, there's a Twitter account that's popping off right now at JT_lines. This guy's on an absolute heater. I think it's 6 straight cards where he looks at the weigh-in, he looks at the face-off of the two fighters, and whichever fighter has the straighter posture line that he draws through the picture, they win every time.
That's the type of shit
I think it's
like.
undefeated in 2026, I
That's the
believe.
type of shit I can get behind. That's true analysis. That's how you do it. Yep. That's a follow. Immediately follow after the show.
At JT_lines. Yeah, this guy is unreal. And then final MMA news. Jake Paul, famous boxer, this is MMA combat sports, has announced that he's going to go blackface in retaliation to Drewski's Erica Kirk skit. Actually, Republican women skit. Sorry.
Right. Yeah, no. Let's see it. Do it.
Did you see the clip of him talk about it at least?
Yeah, I saw the clip. I saw the Drewski skit. I thought the Drewski skit was funny. I didn't, I'm not a.
It was great.
I'm here. Let it rip. All of it. Let it rip. It's not us, I'm not going to do it, but I'll consume it. I I know the history of everything is not great, so that's what plays in a little bit, but I
Be
like to see
careful,
it.
Joe.
No,
They're listening. Number
what's he gonna do? Is he gonna do it? Is he not gonna do it? You can't say that and not do it. It's not like he hasn't done anything controversial before. He's done arguably way worse shit to me. So let's see.
I did like his point that he made for it, which was basically that he thought the Erica Kirk skit was funny,
Right.
and he didn't think that anybody should be mad about it. And now he's like, okay, now let me do it, and let's see if anybody else on that side gets mad. Because then if they do, there's a disconnect.
Yeah.
But he's kind of like, hey, Drewski, you did it. Now I do it. And if we both do it and we squash all this beef, then we just kind of changed like society. Like we just kind of decided for the people, hey, this is okay now in comedy. In comedy. Now let me specify. In comedy.
Yeah, we'll see what the ripple effects are, but
I'm letting it fly right now. Let it fly started early today.
I've seen a bunch of people on Twitter like, what if my kid wants to dress up as LeBron for Halloween? And I'm like, that's well, you could do it. I guess you could try it. It just might not end up well. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I personally won't be engaging, but I will be attentively watching because it's good stuff. It's good content.
The problem he's gonna have is that he's not funny, and that Drewski is funny.
Right.
So it's not even gonna be
that
funny.
Yeah. Right.
It would be better if someone like Theo Von or someone did it.
Yes.
Where they're actually funny.
Yeah.
But
it's also got to be like a funny skit. It can't just be like a blatant racism. You know what I mean? Like Drewski's, it wasn't, I don't know. I didn't feel
it wasn't racist.
Like there was a point to it. Like the NASCAR one I thought was worse in terms of like racism. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like, I don't know. Yeah. So it is an interesting, we're not interesting time. I just feel like you can't.
If he comes at Drewski though, Drewski's an actual comedian, and Drewski will body him back, and just it'll be a one hit KO.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's see it. Yeah. So Joe is now saying he wants to see Jake Paul do what exactly?
Dress up in inappropriate way.
I will say, if you ask Mama Mo about her son Willy Mo, back in the day, she asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I did reply black. Okay, I was like 6 or 7 years old, and it was for that exact reason you brought up.
Yeah,
all my favorite people at that time were all like Allen Iverson, LeBron James, Terrell Owens, and as a little kid, you just don't know any better, and you're like, yeah, that's what I want to be.
Yeah, no, we'll see.
Hey, come at me.
Yeah,
I'm a man. I'm 40. All right, I can take it. WNBA news: we got Angel Reese traded to the Atlanta Dream. Joe, tell me, how has that affected your life?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, I don't care at all. Just the same as the NBA. I'm a college basketball. So shout out to the women's UCLA national championship team, first national championship in UCLA history for the women's side. That's a way bigger story to me. Fuck this story.
We should actually talk about that.
I know this story.
Did you see Dawn
Gino too? Yeah, that's
Gino.
Good storylines we had there. Who cares about Angel Reese? To be honest with you, that's not on the top of my list. I could care less where she plays. It's Caitlin Clark's league. We all know it. We've all seen it. That's the end of that for me personally. I don't know about you. Go ahead. Yeah, if you've got some
typical white guy take. If you didn't see UConn, South Carolina, they played in the Final Four. UConn undefeated this entire season, big favorite to win the Natty, and South Carolina spanked them. And Gino was getting pissed. They weren't calling enough fouls on South Carolina. Right before the game ends, he goes over, gives Dawn Staley, the head coach of South Carolina, gives her an earful and says she didn't shake his hand before the game. Dawn Staley has to be held back. Gino has to be held back. Dawn Staley, there's footage of her saying, I would kick Gino's ass. And hell yeah, I think we're all here for that. We want to see that.
Yep. Yeah, no, Gino's on way too many commercials too. He's turned heel. It was a couple years ago where he was the hero and undefeated and everybody loved him, but now he kind of seems like a bitch. I don't know. It just seems not great. You lose that game, you're kind of complaining in the media afterwards. It was like just a weird ordeal. I don't understand. I think he was just upset they lost, and I think he kind of came back with a statement like that. But South Carolina then goes and gets their ass beat by UCLA in the national championship game. So Don Staley hot seat, not focused enough, not focused. Gino was living rent free in her head or something. I don't know, but yeah, shout out to UCLA because that was an ass beating in the national championship game.
I couldn't even watch the fourth quarter because they were
No,
up by 30.
no, it
At
wasn't.
one point, they were about to, I think they were in the fourth quarter. It just started. They were down 31 points
Yeah,
and they only had 30 points.
yeah,
Down 31 through 3 quarters and you've only scored 30.
yeah.
Yeah, you're not coming back.
No,
And I profited off UCLA. I asked someone I work with that does watch women's, and they were like, "Yeah, I love UCLA." So I bet them against Texas, which was great. I don't know if you saw the Texas game was hilarious. Pre-game, they show the girl, the star for Texas. She wears number 35. She's a big forward, and they said this is the Kevin Durant of women's Texas college basketball, the greatest Texas college basketball player of all time. This is the women version. She comes out, she makes the first shot of the game, and they're like, this is what we tried to warn you about. We tried to tell you. She proceeds to miss the next 17 field goal attempts of the game. And yeah, just talk about a rough night, a rough Final Four. And I don't think she's Kevin Durant
no.
level.
Yeah, no, UCLA was, I think they let up like 90 some points in all of the Final Four, so both games. And they play 4 quarters, so women's basketball, the scores get kind of high. So it's, yeah, UCLA just dominating throughout the Final Four. And I was happy because the Don Staley Gino thing, it was awesome content, but it was also like, all right, what are we doing here? I don't know, ridiculous storylines coming out of the women's college basketball.
Am I crazy? But I hate Dawn Staley because she does not rep any team issued gear
No, never. Yeah,
during games.
yeah,
She was in the national championship. She was wearing a full Balenciaga jumpsuit. No South Carolina Gamecocks apparel whatsoever.
bigger than the brand, man.
Can you imagine Saban doing that?
No,
And I probably do sound like an asshole because if we watch tonight's basketball game,
they're wearing suits and
Dan Hurley's wearing
right,
a suit, but guess what? He's still got a husky pin
right,
right here.
right.
It's still like, hey, this is a professional thing. She's just out there wearing what I would wear to the mall,
Yeah,
right? If I went to a fancy mall on a
Balenciaga.
Sunday, I'm going Balenciaga. Yeah, I mean, you know me. I like
Yeah.
to flex. But
Out the
yeah, I'm
fashion
not a
square.
fan.
No,
Not a
yeah,
fan.
yeah, no, no.
If you want to hit on baseball news, I got a huge headline for you. It's the only one I could come up this week. But Joe Adell for the Angels, he had 3 home run robberies in one game, and I believe they won the game 1-0. So one of them was in the 9th inning, and he ended up doing basically a backflip over the wall and just landed in the stands in the
So sick.
outfield and just celebrated it with all the fans. Um, so I remember him coming up last year. He had a couple just crazy robberies, and now it just seems like he's the guy. And I can't think of, honestly, a more electric thing outside of home runs in baseball. Like
Yep,
robbing home runs, if you have a guy that's what he does, I am all here for it.
yep. No, it's super sick. And I think I heard some stat, I think it was on Part of My Take today, but they were talking about the last year, the leading robbery guy had 4 in the whole season, and he had
Yeah.
3 this game. So yeah, it's kind of an unbelievable feat that doesn't like get tracked. Baseball tracks everything, but robberies, I'm not sure. So yeah, I hope he
Ooh.
keeps it rocking. They also did mention Golden Glove, which piqued my interest because I was like, oh, maybe we just bet him Golden Glove right now. It's super early. But
Don't hate
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Plays for a shit team.
terrible.
But yeah, honestly, yeah, that's kind of crazy that you brought that up. Baseball doesn't track that. They
No,
track everything, like you
literally
said,
everything. Yeah,
everything.
like
And they don't
everything you
track
can think of,
robberies.
there's a stat somewhere about it.
And it's such a game-changing play. Like, it's literally the difference between a run being scored, potentially 4 runs, 3 runs, 2, to just nothing, getting an out, possibly ending the inning. So, yeah, baseball, what are we doing?
Yeah. I have one more baseball thing. I'm on first pitch bets for those people out there. Anybody interested? Trigger Dan on Twitter. He sells his picks. He's a great guy. Coaches a JV baseball team, and he puts out these picks. His analytics are unmatched. I will be betting that all season. It's a lot of work. 16 games a day, 12 games a day, but it's first pitches, so it's electric. The first pitch of the game, either top or bottom of the inning, and he puts out all of his analytics, his picks. Today was great. We had you basically have 3 options. So you have strike, ball, or then there's like an in play option, right? So it's any other outcome, single or extra base hit. We had a leadoff home run today, big money. I'm betting, it's like half a unit on any other outcome, 0.25, 0.25. So $2 won me $100. We're just getting started. It's an electric betting. If you don't really follow baseball, you don't bet the games, kind of like I do. I don't really bet like teams necessarily. It's a really good way to stay engaged. So Trigger Dan, shout out to him. Hopefully he hears this and I get a promo code. But yeah, great guy. Love his analytics.
Shout out Trigger Dan. And you guys are betting every single game.
Every game. Yep. I'm going to try to
That's
make it through the
awesome.
season. I've done it before where I've made it through like half the season, but it's tough. I'm not going to lie to you. It's tough because the games sometimes kick off at like 10 a.m. You're at work. You got to step out of a meeting, go take a smoke break, aka bet break. It's not great, but sometimes you got to do it. And I'm on it right now. I'm following him. I'm trying to get every pick in. So let's go Trigger Dan.
Joe, would you bet on the last pitch if they let you?
I'd bet on every pitch if I could. I mean, you can
Oh,
bet
you
on
can.
pretty much every pitch, but I don't
But
have
I meant
Trigger Dan
before the
leading
game.
me.
Yeah. Well, I
Like,
was just thinking that way you would like tune in for the beginning
and watch.
who's playing, and then you at the end you care about the box score. So by the
Yeah.
end of the season, betting first and last pitch, you know everything. You're like, I've seen every box score ever. I know who these teams are and how good they are.
It's not a bad idea. I do like the in-person speed bets. Those are some of my favorite. When you're at a game and you can
Oh
bet the
yeah.
next pitch speed, those are super fun too. Yeah. The quick hitters, it's just pure degeneracy and no skill involved.
I saw DraftKings, they came out with a thing for the off season where you you're given a random at bat from the last 15 years, and then you just sit there and bet on
I
pitch
saw
types, like what it's gonna be. It's insane. It's so insane. But people will use it. They'll
Yep.
bet on it.
Yep.
They'll
Why
still do
not?
it.
Why not?
Joe, let's end the episode with college football news. And that is Donald Trump, the president of the United States, has signed an executive order to regulate college sports. He has 2 things in mind. Number one transfer before graduation. Otherwise, you have to sit for a full season. The other thing is you can only play a maximum of 5 years in a 5-year window. So, yeah, I guess just thoughts on that?
I mean, politics aside, it's a great rule. It's the year transfer thing. We've been talking. I feel like we've all been talking about that, calling for it. You can't just bounce around too much. That's going to solve something. My thing is, who's going to enforce that? Is the NCAA going to enforce that? They're going to get hit with one lawsuit and then back down. So, yeah, the executive order is out there. I think they're going to. I think it's a good rule. I really do. I like the rule. That's how it was before. When you
That's what I was
transferred,
gonna
you
say.
sat a
This
year. Like
seems just like the
it's the
old
same
rule.
thing. So why did that go away? I'm not really sure, but I think it's a good rule. Politics aside, great rule, great executive order.
Now, you asked how you enforce this. Okay. So essentially, what they do is they can't make the NCAA do this, but the government does fund a lot of these schools. They're publicly funded,
Right.
right? Uh, as for private schools, Miami, USC, some of those, they don't have to answer the government. Donald Trump basically said, I'm just going to cut your budget. Like, I'm just going to not give you money if you don't follow these rules.
Yeah.
So I think I might be putting a lot of futures on the private schools this year.
Yeah, it's a good pick. There's 10. I took a class in college. It was 10. It was economics of college sports, and there's 10 or 11 athletic departments that are self-sufficient. So it's like Nebraska, the big ones, right? The big ones. So those ones, look at the futures. Nebraska's up there though. They make enough money to where they actually give money back to the university. Most universities, they'll pay the athletic department in like a stipend, if you will, for scholarships, other stuff. They kind of fund the athletic department, and the athletic department runs in the red because they're supporting a bunch of other programs, whatever. But the ones that aren't, the ones that are in the black, Texas, couple other ones, some to watch. Some to watch.
More schools need to follow Nebraska's lead, and that is you don't have to be good.
No. Yep. You
So
just
whatever they're doing is working.
sell tickets. Be really good at volleyball. Apparently good at basketball now. And yeah, you're set.
Yep. It's a basketball school. Everybody knows that. Yeah, I don't see much coming out of this executive order. I
No.
think a lot of schools are going to continue to try to win national championships by any means necessary. So I'll be interested to see if it does actually change anything. But kind of just feels like you're signing something to sign it. I don't know. That's where I'm at with this. But I guess we'll learn more in coming season. But we just saw Indiana. They just won a national championship, and their entire team was transfers.
Yeah.
So
Same with Michigan.
these other schools, they're looking at this. They're going, I don't know. That doesn't seem like a winning formula.
No.
Only having one transfer.
Yeah.
Something's got to change. If you're going to do it to the players, do it to the coaches as
I
well.
agree. Yep.
If
Sit out
you're
a
going
year.
to leave a job, you have to sit out a year.
Yep.
If you're going to void your contract and leave instead of a buyout, you just got to sit for a year.
Yep.
If you do that, then I would let you do the players as well.
100%. Stay for 5 years, 3 years, something like that. You make the coach stay for a certain amount of time. They stay for that amount of time. Then they can bounce.
Yeah, you can only coach for a maximum of 5 seasons in a 5-year window.
Yep.
That as well. Yeah.
No, you stay for
you're done.
5 because then UNLV retains these guys that come as a stepping stone. Then they can bounce
yeah.
after 5. That's fine.
No, after 5 years, you have to go to the NFL. You have to go coach in the NFL.
Hey, it would help the pipeline of young coaches out.
It'd be a pipeline, and then all the high school coaches move up to college, and
Yeah.
now we've built an
We're
economy.
on to something here. That's the next executive order.
Boom. Yep. So vote for MoJoe 2028. Here we come.
We're focusing on nothing but NCAA sports.
Yeah, that was the main focus. That and free ice cream.
It's the biggest problems in the world right now.
Well, thanks for joining us. This was the national championship recap. So sad to see March Madness leave, our favorite time of year. But we'll be back next year. I already got some people that hit me up, said, hey, I'd love to be a guest for next year's college basketball. So we'll get that done. And guest season is upon us. So we're going to have a guest in 2 weeks on the show, which will be really nice.
Oh, breaking news.
Well, I thought we already talked about it. We're going to be in person with a Super Bowl champion.
Oh, right.
So
yes, that's right.
if he's too nervous, we're just going to get him blacked out drunk and we'll bring him on. He'll say it's against his will, probably take us to court, say, hey, I was not, I did not agree to this. But so yeah, that'll be coming in 2 weeks. This week, we're really focused on the Masters. And like I said, I'll come with some draft stuff. If you want to bring some questions for me, Joe, you want to fire me up, I'll do the deep dive and you can give me your vibes.
Yep. And be on the lookout for Willy Mo's one-man podcast. We don't know the topic yet, but he will release.
Why do you keep bringing that up?
He's gonna pay. He's gonna pay on his bet. Terrible draft by him. Great draft by me. So, Yeah, he's going to pay that up. Thanks for listening. Adios.
Adios.